Welcome, everyone. This is Acid Roots. We've got a review, and we're going to return to ICP. So, this record is the amazing Jeckel brothers, and from what it's said that this is one of their best-selling ones, and so we've got quality album. Now, I've noticed that this is different than the Great Malenko or the Great Malenko, however you say it. I think it's Malenko. I really enjoyed that album. Like, if you don't have it, forget, go out, get this album right now and get up to par with some slick shit. This will make you feel like you've got like 3 times a better life than you may have just listening to it. That's definitely a good thing. With this record, the energy kind of dumbed down a little bit. Things just got a little bit more manic, but less emphasis on the atmosphere, which was kind of similar to what Twisted did on the CD I just reviewed earlier, the Wicked one. So there's just ideas on this, like the Shaggy Show, Mad Professor, another love song. They're showing that they have some better song ideas. I'm actually it's really the emphasis on this is excellent, just because it proves that these guys are not just masters of music, but also of creativity. So, they're able to, I think I remember saying that KOD is a type of album that will change your way of thinking, and I'm happy to say that this is pretty much another one of those albums that'll do that. If you actually take what they're saying seriously, you're gonna start to think differently. All you have to do is listen to their lyrics, and if you agree with them, you're gonna have a lot of fun of time. You could last 3 summers listening to this every day. But if these guys are lame to you and they just don't appear that attractive, well, this probably won't. I don't know. You have to be willing to take a dive, and I would say if you're new to them, check out the Great Malenko first, but then if you want like an expansion, this is pretty much that album. It doesn't change that this is not one of my favorite ICP albums. The Great Malenko is way better, but I did like some of the stuff that they did. It's kind of pending. Maybe I'll like this more in the future, but right now there were like 13 songs. There's actually 17 songs on here, but 4 of them are 1 minute. I don't really consider them songs. So that leaves 13. And yeah. So can you smoke to this? I think you most definitely can. Out of the 13 songs, Fuck the World's a good one. Play With Me is a pretty good one. Terrible is a nice one. I Want My Shit is another one. All of these are really good songs to smoke to, and I'd pretty much add Mad Professor to that as well. And possibly Echo Side if you could just get used to it. That's about 6 that are worth smoking to, and then I'd probably say Everybody Rise. The production, this was the main problem I had, is just, I guess I was used to the Great Malenko sound, just the whole kind of damp and sinful atmosphere of that. They're a little bit more commercial this time, and they're just letting you know that they're kind of wacko. So that's alright, big deal. It doesn't really bother me. I just would prefer it if we did that over stuff that I wanted to hear. So But I did like Fuck the World's beat. I did like Terrible's beat. I did like I Want My Shit. These are some real good ones, but you'll probably notice that they're not nearly as good as they were before. Mad Professor's probably another one, so that's 4. You're just going to have to sift through it. This will kind of be a little bit of a journey. I'm going to help, but, you'll have to get to liking some of these songs. Then again, you might take to it like a fish to water, though. The unheard songs. Now, this is the interesting part. I like 5 out of 13 songs. 5 of them I can say are actual hits no matter what. Fuck the World, Another Love Song, Terrible, I Want My Shit, and Play With Me. Those are the 5 ones that I enjoyed the most. But then I had some almost songs. Everybody Rise and Mad Professor were the 2 almost songs. And these will probably grow on me in the future, but some of these I just couldn't stand at all, like Assassins and Nothing's Left. Those just kind of were, they just were not nearly good enough. And probably Bitches, Old Dirty Bastard's on there, but, he's just kind of being his usual self. I like him, I want people to know that I actually like Old Dirty Bastard, but, repeatedly, I just see songs, I want to like him, but I just cannot find the songs that I like by him. He's not on Wu-Tang's first record very much. His own albums are not that good. His guest verses are not that good. I just don't know what to do. That's the thing with him. So that's kind of it. The Shaggy Show I didn't really like that much. If they were going to do something, I wish they would have made it like the Ned and Game. I wish it would have been a little bit more like that, but it wasn't. This was not that approachable of a song. So, but all in all, that's 7 songs that were 5 of them were must-haves and 2 of them were close. So that should leave you with about half the release. So I will recommend this album, but I'm not going to say it's a winner it's not a complete winner. So I'm going to give this album a 4.5 out of 10, and I'll give it a 6 if I end up liking the 2 songs that I'm kind of pending with. So a 6 is pretty good. It's about a C. But 4.5 is what it is, and 5 out of 13 is. But the future, these guys are dropping 2 albums this year, so look out for one. I think that one's coming out this month. And is this album social? I will give it a 6.5 social, just because it's pretty much, this is some good stuff. Like I mentioned before, this album has some stuff that will probably change your way of thinking, but there's not, I don't know. So, people who are more familiar with this sort of culture will probably know the songs. You probably heard the best songs and know them. So that's what that's for. It's 16 years old, so can it be topped? I think so, and the great Malenko did. So check both of these out, and you'll have some fun. Like I said, this can change your way of thinking. So look forward to that, and definitely have some fun. I give this album a 4.5 out of 10 and a 6.5 social.